The indie games industry is booming. Thousands of games are added to Steam every single day. As a game developer, your game needs to stand out in order for it to sell. Games are not only sea shanties and 360 no-scope headshots. They're a product which requires years of development and planning. They need to make a profit, otherwise the invested money and years of hard work will be wasted. Starting your studio is not just about making the game. You need to remember that you'll be running a legitimate business. Oh, you thought a game studio was all fun and memes? No. Many legal and financial responsibilities come with it. Got that? Great. First thing you need to do is analyze your skills. If you're new to the industry, you need to take into consideration the time you need to learn the fundamentals of game development. Learning how to make a game is not a small endeavor. It's always a good idea to start at a AAA or an indie studio first. Doing so will give you more experience. You'll have more knowledge about the development and how the business is operating. Working for a studio has many benefits. The most important one is networking. You'll meet like-minded people who can help you in the future and work on your game. Based on your experience, you might need to set up a team. You might know talented individuals who are passionate about game development. Depending on your budget and needs, you may need programmers, artists, designers, writers, and producers. Building a strong team is crucial for the success of your studio. Many indie studios hire employees that can wear many hats. If you're looking for a specialist, it will cost you more, like a lot more. These team members should excel in subjects other than yours, so that you can reduce your weaknesses and improve your game. If you prefer to go on a solo quest rather than team up with others, put all your points into the solo dev skill tree. As you might have already seen, devs can create successful projects on their own. While it is an option, making a game solo might take a long time. Well, of course, depending on the complexity of your game. Being a solo dev is usually the cheapest way of operating a game studio. You won't have to worry about paying staff or renting an office. Many people focus on their own projects in their free time, while working a normal 9-to-5 job. You need to consider what is the best way of sustaining and supporting yourself. After all, you still need to eat, sleep, and have your usual commodities. Make sure you have enough savings or funding to keep your normal lifestyle. What you need to do next is start designing and prototyping to define your vision. Determine the type of games you want to create and the vision for your studio. Consider your target audience, genre, art style, and platform preferences. Having a clear vision will guide your decisions and set the direction for your studio. You need to create a design document and a minimum viable product, or an MVP. Don't make the mistake of trying to fund an idea with no substance. Leverage your design document and vertical slice to get publishers excited. The design doc is there to guide you in the future, as many devs fall into the feature creep and overscoping trap. It is also useful if you decide to expand the team down the line, as it will quickly present what your game will be. The MVP should be no longer than 15 to 25 minutes at most, present what the core loop of the game is, and go all out. Create levels which will put your main mechanics in the spotlight. A good showcase will open many doors for you, be it if you want to strike a deal with publishers or even for marketing purposes. A good showcase will open many doors for you. Just look at Cyberpunk 2077. The gameplay demo created a huge buzz, but ultimately the release didn't live up to the hype. Just don't overpromise and cock up the release. If you decide to go for funding, now is the time. Determine how you will finance your game studio. Consider self-funding, seeking investment from angel investors or venture capitalists, applying for grants, or crowdfunding. Use the MVP, prepare a compelling pitch, and showcase your vision to potential investors. If you decide to do crowdfunding, you'll need to dedicate extra time to creating a professional marketing campaign, be it Kickstarter or a GoFundMe page. Nobody will throw their money at a sloppy-made presentation. It's becoming more and more popular to work remotely. Well, it's a lot cheaper and you get to have the comforts of your own home. It's up to you what approach you take, but establish a physical or virtual workspace for your team. Ensure that it provides an environment for creativity and collaboration, equipped with the necessary hardware, software, and tools for game development. Working in a physical studio will make it easier to manage staff and decrease miscommunication. The cons are that it's expensive and it will be harder to find employees. With virtual workspaces, you will simply need a server running. Your staff will be responsible for securing their own hardware stations. You'll need to establish good communication to keep your studio running. With a virtual studio, you can hire people from all around the globe and not pay rent. Well, other than the rent to where you currently live. Unless you're living in your mum's basement. And that's not a shot at you if you are. Times are tough and you have the golden ticket. Take full advantage of your situation. Now that your company's up and running, it's time to begin the game development process. Take the MVP you used to showcase your game and build a vertical slice. What is that, you might wonder? A vertical slice is a more polished, larger MVP. This time, it will be used for serious marketing campaigns. You'll take segments from it and build enticing gameplay trailers. Then iterate on your design and refine your game mechanics based on user feedback. This is the production part of the development pipeline. In this period, you will focus on developing the rest of your game. Indie studios have a similar development structure to AAA studios. The only difference is marketing. If you have a publisher, they will handle marketing for you. If not, well, this comes back around to what I said earlier with you wearing multiple hats. If you've gone through the crowdfunding method, you will most likely have a large fan base. So engage with your target audience through social media, forums, and events. Create a website to share updates, concept art, and behind-the-scenes content. Building a community early on can generate interest in your games and establish a loyal fan base. Discord, Reddit, and Twitter are great places to do this. Set up your game pages on the desired platforms. Making trailers for marketing and for Steam are different things. When gamers are browsing platforms like Steam, it is as if they're window shopping. Your trailer and description needs to be carefully tailored with that in mind. Prepare a marketing and launch plan to promote your game. Utilize various channels such as social media, press releases, and game expos to generate buzz. Consider offering demos or beta access to gather feedback and build anticipation. You should try and get influencers and streamers to play your game. You'll need to email 100 creators to get one interested. Indie games that don't succeed don't focus on marketing. Indie devs expect players will find their game and buy it immediately, but this isn't sustainable. When you look at AAA, around 60 to 70% of their budget is spent on marketing. We are talking about millions. Indie devs don't have such funding, so you'll have to compensate with a lot of work. Marketing is the most important step of your development, even more than building your game. Roll up your sleeves and prepare for grinding. I'd like to be the first to congratulate you. Your game is complete. It's finally time to prepare for a release. All the time before the release day, you'll spend fixing bugs and performance issues. These improvements will be added to the game as a day one patch. But wait, you're not done there. You're unlikely to make it big time on your first game. Just look at Rovio, who had 50-something releases before releasing Angry Birds. Your business is not one single game. Every game matters, but you need to do everything you can to increase revenue, ensuring your future so that you can continue to make amazing games. Starting your own game studio requires more than just making a game. You need to consider the legal responsibilities of running a legitimate business. It's important to analyze your skills and gain experience in the gaming industry. This knowledge will help you to decide what are the best actions you can take, whether you choose to work with a team or go solo. Defining your vision and creating a solid business plan is essential. Remember, you're creating a product that needs to sell. People don't know about your game, they have no way of buying it. Prepare a strong marketing and launch plan to promote your game effectively. With dedication and a well-executed plan, you can turn your passion for game development into a successful studio. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy our next one. YouTube has selected it specifically for you.